After age 60, the risk of falls triples for people in that age group, triples. And the main cause is not laziness, not a lack of medication. It is a silent drop in the production of a molecule inside your blood vessels. What few people know is that certain drinks can force the body to produce that molecule again, and the effects start to appear within hours. Today I will show you a ranking of the 10 most consumed drinks from the least effective to the one that actually works, based on real studies. My name is Kong, and here at Kong's Health Tips, we do not talk about health with empty promises. We talk based on what science shows. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. It is worth every second. But before we get to the number one drink, I need you to understand what is happening inside your blood vessels. Because without understanding the cause, any solution will seem like magic. And health does not work with magic. There is a molecule called nitric oxide. It is produced by the inner walls of blood vessels, a layer called the endothelium. And what this molecule does is simple and powerful. It relaxes the arteries. It opens them. It allows blood to flow with less resistance, reaching the feet, the toes, every extremity of the body. The problem starts after 60. The production of this molecule drops dramatically, around 70% less, 70%. The arteries become stiffer, narrower. Blood passes through with difficulty. And then the signs appear. The ones you probably already know. Cold feet, even in summer, that tingling that never goes away, leg pain while walking, a feeling of heaviness, of fatigue with no explanation. Have you ever felt any of these? These are not just discomforts, they are warnings. The body signaling that something is not right inside. Eugene was 67 years old and complained every day about cold feet. He said blankets did not help, thick socks did not help. His doctor had ruled out serious problems, but the sensation persisted. He was drinking plenty of water, thinking hydration was enough. It was not. Water increases blood flow by only 8% in seniors. 8. It is useful, it is necessary, but alone it does not solve the problem for someone with a real nitric oxide deficiency. And that is exactly where most people go wrong. They treat the symptom and ignore the cause. Conventional treatment often focuses on medication for blood pressure, cholesterol, blood fluidity. All of that has its value. But almost no one talks about restoring the body's own ability to naturally produce nitric oxide. And it is possible to do that with drinks, with compounds that exist in nature and that science has already clearly documented. Now I will show you the ranking, 10 drinks, from the one that makes almost no difference to the one that can change what you feel in your legs within the next 24 hours. Starting from the bottom, water, as I already said, is essential, but on its own, it offers minimal circulation gain in seniors. Without it, you get worse. With it alone, you do not solve the problem. Green tea has an enormous reputation, and it deserves it. But there is a mistake almost everyone makes, preparing it with boiling water. Excessive heat destroys the active compounds responsible for vasodilation. The ideal is to use water at around 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Made the right way, green tea makes a real contribution to vascular health. Made the wrong way, it is just a warm drink with the taste of health. Pomegranate juice shows up a lot on superfood lists, and there is scientific basis, yes. But here comes an important warning. Most store-bought versions contain excess sugar. And sugar in high amounts triggers an insulin response that cancels out the vascular benefits. If you are going to consume it, it has to be pure with no added sugar. And even then, the results are modest compared to what comes further up the ranking. Tart cherry juice is another one that appears in studies. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition recorded an 18% improvement in blood flow after 12 weeks of consumption. Real, documented, but that is 12 weeks for a moderate result. If you are feeling cold feet today, that is not a fast enough answer. Pure cocoa deserves special attention. A meta-analysis bringing together 42 studies demonstrated an average 24% increase in blood flow in people who consumed cocoa with adequate flavonol concentration. And here's the detail that makes all the difference. The product needs to have between 500 and 700 milligrams of flavonols to be considered therapeutic. That sugary cocoa powder you mix into milk does not even come close. Pure cocoa, no additives, at the right dose, then yes, you have a real tool in your hands. Kefir and other fermented drinks also make the list. Gut health directly influences nitric oxide production. The bacteria in the intestine participate in the process of converting nitrates into nitric oxide. A healthy gut is a vascular ally. The effect is not immediate, but it is consistent over the long term. Watermelon juice contains a substance called citrulline, which the body converts into arginine, and arginine stimulates nitric oxide production. The effect exists, but the concentration of citrulline in a glass of juice is not high enough to generate a significant impact on its own. It is a supporting player, not the star. Have you ever stopped to think about how many of these drinks you consume without really knowing what they are doing for your body or against it? Hibiscus tea is a surprise for many people. Studies show it reduces blood pressure by up to 11 points and improves blood flow by 31%. That is significant. It acts directly on the endothelium, that inner layer of blood vessels I mentioned earlier. Prepared without sugar at the right temperature, hibiscus ranks high on the list. It is in the top 3. Raw beet juice without industrial processing is another powerhouse. Rich in natural dietary nitrates, it is efficiently converted by the body into nitric oxide. The Journal of Applied Physiology documented that seniors who consumed beet juice for 15 days showed a 45% improvement in leg blood flow. 15 days, 45%. That is not a placebo. That is biochemistry at work. But before I reveal the number one drink, I need to tell you something that may be sabotaging everything you already do for your circulation. There is a habit most people have in the morning. It is considered part of a healthy routine, and it is silently destroying your ability to produce nitric oxide. Antiseptic mouthwash. The bacteria on your tongue are essential for converting nitrate into nitric oxide. When you use a strong antiseptic mouthwash, you eliminate those bacteria. And without them, even if you consume the right foods and drinks, the conversion process is interrupted. The nitrate comes in, but it does not turn into nitric oxide. It leaves without doing the work it was supposed to do. Studies show that regular use of antiseptic mouthwash can reduce nitric oxide availability in the body by up to 25%. If you use it every morning before taking any drink, you are starting the day at a real disadvantage. This is documented. It is not theory. It is physiology. And there is one more point about nitrates that the journal Hypertension made clear. Nitrates from vegetables and natural drinks are more effective than synthetic supplements sold in capsules. The body absorbs and uses what comes from nature better. So before spending money on supplements, look at what is already in your kitchen. We have reached the top 2 on the ranking, and second place is already impressive. Second place is hibiscus tea combined with beet juice. When consumed together, the effects are amplified. Hibiscus acts on blood pressure and the endothelium. Beet provides the nitrates for direct conversion into nitric oxide Together, they create a significantly more favorable vascular environment than either one alone. But it is still not number one. The number one drink is pure beet juice alone. No mix, no sugar, no store-bought version. It is not glamorous. It does not have nice packaging. It is not expensive. But it is what science consistently points to for circulation in people over 60. Blood flow in the legs can increase by up to 50% with regular consumption. And the first signs of warmth in the extremities can appear in less than 24 hours after the first dose. But there is a right way to do this and a wrong way. The right way starts in the morning. On an empty stomach, 8 ounces of pure beet juice, freshly made or cold pressed, with nothing added. After that, wait at least 30 minutes before eating any solid food. That window is what allows maximum absorption of nitrates before the digestive process interferes. And remember what I said about mouthwash? Do not use antiseptic before drinking beet juice. If you want the full effect, the bacteria on your tongue need to be active. They are part of the process. The goal is not to drink 1 glass today and wait for a miracle. The goal is consistency, a 30-day challenge every day at the same time. It is that accumulation that allows real vascular recovery. The healing of the endothelium does not happen overnight, but it does happen. And here are the golden rules to make the protocol truly work. No sugar in none of the drinks on the ranking. Sugar triggers an insulin response that constricts blood vessels. That is the opposite of what you want. Temperature matters. If you are drinking tea, respect the 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Boiling water destroys the active compounds. It seems like a small detail. It is not. No antiseptic mouthwash before your drinks. If you want to use it after, not before. Consistency over perfection. 1 glass a day, every day, is worth more than 3 glasses one day and none the next. The endothelium responds to regularity. Observe the signs. After a few days, pay attention to your legs. Has the feeling of heaviness decreased? Are your feet warming up faster? Has the tingling reduced? Those are the indicators that matter, not a lab test. Your own body will tell you what is changing. There is something people rarely talk about when it comes to circulation. The conversation almost always goes to medication, surgery, intervention, and sometimes that is necessary. But the body has a capacity for recovery that is underestimated. The endothelium regenerates. The vessels respond. Biology does not stop working just because you passed 60. What sometimes stops is the habit of giving the body what it needs to do its job. A simple drink, prepared the right way, every day. This does not replace your doctor, but it may be the missing piece in your routine to feel a real difference in your legs, your feet, your daily life. You have that power. It is in your kitchen. It is 1 glass away. Now tell me, were you already drinking beet juice before watching this video? And the mouthwash, are you going to rethink that habit? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. If this content made sense to you, leave a like, share it with someone who needs to see this, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. See you in the next one.